And Kurt Bardella, he's a former House Oversight Committee spokesperson and an NBC News Think contributor. And Kurt, you could hear the emotion in her voice there when she was getting questions about the president's comments. But I want to talk to you about Republicans, how Republicans have reacted to this, and their conspicuous silence. And before we do, let's hear from Lindsey Graham, the president's ally and obviously fellow Republican, about what he had to say here.
We all know that AOC and this crowd are a bunch of communists. They hate Israel. They hate our own country. They're anti-Semitic. They're anti-America. Don't get down. Aim higher. We don't need to know anything about them personally. Talk about their policies.
All right, so over to you, sir. What's your take on all that?
I mean, it's not that Republicans like Lindsey Graham are being silent. Actually, it's the opposite. They're defending Donald Trump's overt racism. They're owning it. They're saying it's not only okay to be racist, but as a matter of fact, we're going to turn it around and somehow make it about the targets of his racism. And it's a tactic that we've seen time and time again now from Republicans defending Donald Trump, whether it was Charlottesville, whether it was the pardoning of a racist sheriff in Arizona who made racial profiling standard operating procedure. Time and again, we see Donald Trump not just overtly troll in racism, but use policies as well to inflict this agenda on the American people. And what do Republicans do? It's not that they sit silently and cower now. It's they go on national TV and they say it's okay. And actually, the people who are targeted, they're the ones who are at fault for it.
And to your point, in the last week, we've seen from the White House these tweets about these congresswomen. You've got the threats of the immigrant roundups that started yesterday. You've had far-right trolls at a White House summit on social media. You've got this continued effort to get the citizenship question added to the 2020 census. And then there's some breaking news today, a move to end some of the asylum protections for most Central American migrants. So this seems to be, and I'm not one who ascribes strategy to Donald Trump where no strategy exists, but this seems to be a concentrated effort to keep talking about this immigration issue, which we know is a core central conduit to his base.
Right. Well, I mean, it's a pattern of behavior, and it's been that way ever since he came down that famed escalator and announced his entry into the presidential race. Whether it's build the wall, whether it's round him up, whether it's referring to places as asshole countries, we've seen time and again this president uses race in a way to really actually make progress where he's not really doing anything. I remember when early in this presidency, things weren't going that well. Obamacare wasn't repealed. His Secretary of State at the time, Rex Tillerson, had reportedly called him a moron. And what did he do? He decided to go and put himself into the NFL take-a-knee controversy, all about race. This is what he does. When things aren't going well, 2 days ago, all we saw were images of the border situation, children in cages. And what does he do the next day? He puts out this tweet, and now we're seeing images of his Twitter feed and not these border issues going on right now. And I think that's deliberate.
Well,